this happened, and immediately I was like, oh, I got to tell Jessica this, and then I forgot to tell you.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. So I went to Bryant's, as is a Sunday ritual tradition in the house. Go to Bryant's, get a little breakfast on Sunday mornings. They don't know my name, but they know me. So I go in there, and I just grab the first T-shirt I see. And the first T-shirt I see just so happens to be the Moudang shirt.
Of course.
So I throw on the Moudang shirt and like, it's been forever since I worn this on the show. I got to get this back on the show. So I put on the Moudang shirt, go to Bryant's, get in there, and they take my order, and one of the guys, the cooks in the back, he leans over, he's like, oh, you Moudang? I was like, no, I'm not Moudang. And the lady at the register goes, yeah, Moudang is the hippo, dumbass. I was like, oh, okay, that's aggressive. He's JB. I was like, nope, I'm not JB either. It's like, wait, so you're not Moudang and you're not JB, but that is you on the shirt. I was like, yeah. I spent 10 minutes. It took them 15 minutes to take my order, 5 minutes to actually take my order, but 10 minutes for me to explain what it was that I did and why my face is on the shirt, even though my name is not on the shirt.
It's like a modern day who's on first.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Moudang?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Why are you not Moudang?
Yep.
I need to bring that shirt out of my.
There's something exhilarating about wearing a shirt with your person on it. Right? Like, it just makes me feel cool.
I've never done it.
You never wore
the
Moudang one?
No.
You never wore the other one?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you got to break them out. You got to break them out.
It just feels odd.
And it makes sense for you to wear them here. Because, like, okay, we get to wear whatever we want in this wacky and zany. People here know what's going on. But wearing it out there where nobody knows what's going on.
Story.
And the further you get from downtown, for me, the less it is that I'm known. So just bopping up and down Summer Avenue, they're like, why is this dude wearing a shirt with himself, this white lady, this wholesome white lady, and the hippo? I'm confused.
Are you saying we need to advertise on Summer Ave?
Hey, listen, there are some people who walk those streets advertising.
True. The song was Rewind by Charlie XCX, and it's going nowhere. Sometimes I just want to rewind. What's up, everybody? It is Tuesday, September 16th. Sure is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Herbert behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, not one, but 2 Monday Night Football games, wins for the Chargers and Justin Herbert, and the Bucs. We will get into what you need to know from last night. Mike Wallace will join us in the second segment, 2 weeks from training camp for the Grizzlies. We'll dive into some of the Grizz storylines, plus the latest on the Clippers and other NBA drama. Tom Brady was in the coach's booth last night in Las Vegas. That's caused all sorts of drama. We'll do some TV Tuesday, a little Emmys recap, what we're watching. It's a Tuesday. You know what we say. R.I.P. Robert Redford.
He died?
He died
What?
this morning.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
The boy is mine.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's go, Grizz, let's go! Oh, John Moran just broke the rim with that finish. Defense, take that ball! Defense, take that ball!
Jared with a rejection.
Give me that!
Moran digs at it, knocks it
Picked up by Pippen. Bob, Brandon Clark.
On the rail!
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this feeling. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, have it my way. I deserve this feeling. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I hope your week is off to a tremendous start. I will say it was a less than tremendous start because last night we had something that should simply not be allowed. Something that should be illegal, CJ. We had a 9 p.m. kick for a Monday night football game.
I think all sporting events should
have a curfew?
Yes, like kickoff, tip off, hit off, first pitch. I don't know what we're calling these, all the different ways we start things, but like nothing should start after like 8:30.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
8:30 Central Standard Time. Nothing should be happening.
I agree. I think it's ridiculous. I'm already anti 2 Monday Night Football games in one night. Not to start full curmudgeon, shake fist at Cloud on the show.
Shake 'em.
But the weekend is for cramming as much football in as humanly possible for your brain to flip from game to game to game to game to game, from college to NFL. And you can throw in Thursday Night Football because that's one game, but that leads into it. And I emphasis on one game. It gets you started. It gets your body in the right circadian rhythm to handle what's coming for the weekend. Monday is supposed to bring you out of that. You're supposed to have one game to focus on. It is the chaos of a Monday. You return to work, we all go through, we do our 9 to 5 or whatever your hours may be, and you sit down and you watch one game on a Monday night. Not 2, 1. I was really frustrated. First when I found out there were 2 games last night, and then as I'm watching, we start the first one, the Texans game, Texans Bucs game at 6. I was like, this is a healthy time for a kickoff. I asked Chris, I said, what time does the Chargers game start? So we can start flipping back and forth.
Let us flip.
And he goes, oh, bad news. I think it doesn't start till 8. And I say, 8? That's too late. That's ridiculous. But I accepted it. And then the graphic pops up during the game, and it says, coming up after this game, 9 o'clock Central Time kickoff for Chargers Raiders. And I just threw my hands in the air because I was so frustrated because I wanted to watch Justin Herbert on Monday Night Football. And since it was a 9 p.m. game, and maybe some of you slept through it, I feel obligated, contractually obligated, if you will, to tell you that Justin Herbert looked tremendous. Justin Herbert looked great on Monday Night Football. Justin Herbert's looked great through 2 weeks of the season. The Herbert hive is growing stronger every week. Last night he threw for 242 yards and 2 touchdowns in a win over the Raiders. CJ, did you see the prettiest touchdown pass of the week? Did you see the easiest touchdown pass of the week? A cool, calm 60-yarder from Justin Herbert to Quentin Johnston?
I thought yesterday you said that it was Cam Ward's touchdown.
And I said, that was crazy.
Okay.
This is just beautiful. This is a moon ball. This is a 60-yard right
into
into the basket of Quentin Johnston's hands, of which he no longer has a case of the dropsies. We love it.
You can't drop that. That hit you like everywhere. They hit you in your hands and in your stomach. That was just a perfect ball. You can't drop that.
Previously, Quentin Johnston, it might have been like a 50-50 shot
I
if that
understand,
was. But I always
you
believed.
can't drop that. And
I
nobody
spent $200 a fob on Quentin Johnston last week. I believe in the future. It has been very fun to watch Justin Herbert. A throw like that is for those of us who have been staunchly in favor of Justin Herbert will one day ascend and assert himself as one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. You see the arm strength, you see throws like that, and you're like, God, it's perfect. Now, the biggest thing that Justin Herbert has had this year that he has not had in past years, he has a defense this year. He has a defense who, when that offense sputtered in the second half, and it was not a very pretty second half of football for either team, the Chargers' run game never really picked up. Everything got stagnant, and yet the defense steps up and forces Geno Smith into one of the worst games that Geno Smith has ever played in his career. 180 yards, and he was picked off 3 times. He threw the ball 43 times and did not crack 200 yards in that game. All the Raiders' points came via field goals, held the Raiders to under 4 yards per play, which is crazy considering that in week 1, the Raiders led the NFL in explosive plays. So the Chargers all over them. Brock Bowers was missing in action. Chargers have some injuries on the defensive side of the ball, too. Khalil Mack gets hurt last night, but they are a deep unit. Derwin James is one of the best safeties in the NFL. And now you're in a position where in years past, Chargers going to Charger, you get a case of chargering. The defense was able to hold, and the Chargers get the win. And the Chargers are now 2-0 and have beaten 2 divisional opponents, and they could have a division sweep if they beat the Broncos next week. A division sweep in September, a rare opportunity, a rare feat, and obviously we won't count it until it actually happens. But the Chargers are making some people think they might be the team to beat in the AFC West this year. Have you been impressed with the Chargers?
Yeah. Been impressed.
So happy.
That I see the bandwagon. I'm not hopping.
I'm not on the bandwagon. I am not on the bandwagon.
When did you leave the Herbert bandwagon?
I didn't. I was bullied into not being a believer by you because when you bully, I was sick of being told over and over again
and seeing it with your eyes and seeing it with your
eyes. And I'm so happy now and I told you at the beginning of the season, I said, I'm not going to allow this to happen. I'm coming back on. We did our quarterback draft. I took Justin Herbert. I wanted to make sure that when the leap happened, that I wouldn't be accused of being a bandwagon fan.
Well, accuse me, because until the leap happens, I won't be riding that train. We did talk some, and watching what Herbert has done through 2 games, although I feel like he's had good 2-game stretches before. But watching what he's done through 2 games reminded me about where I was with Josh Allen. When we talked about Josh Allen last Friday during our regals and pointing out the fact that Josh Allen was turnover prone. Herbert had some of that as well, but not near as bad as what Josh Allen was. My point is that I did not like Josh Allen as a quarterback. And then I look up last year and was like, oh, yeah, that's MVP right there. That's an MVP playing the quarterback position. I can be swayed. I can be changed. They have to perform differently than what they are currently performing for me to change my opinion. It's great that Herbert is off to this tremendous start. It really is. But let's see him continue to play this way. I think that having not just a solid defense helps out. I think there's some real talent at that skill position spot for him as well, drops notwithstanding. And I think the offensive line is through two games good. I think they're solid, though. I'm not sure how they'll hold up as the season progresses, but I look forward to seeing how it all plays out.
Losing Rashawn Slater was always going to be a difficult thing to overcome for that line. But you do have the luxury of being able to shift someone like a Joe Alt over. And thus far, the offensive line hasn't been like the best in the NFL through 2 weeks, but they've been solid enough. And the Chargers ultimately have been able to rest on the defense, rest on a mistake-free Justin Herbert. That's such a big part of quarterback play, and he has no picks, 5 touchdowns through the first 2 weeks of the season. I was giddy watching it happen. The weirdest thing from last night's Chargers-Raiders game was seeing Tom Brady in the coach's booth for Las Vegas. It was the Raiders home opener, and Tom Brady was sitting up there in a suit in the coach's booth. And according to the report from ESPN during the game, Tom Brady talks with Chip Kelly, who is the Raiders offensive coordinator, multiple times per week to discuss the game plan and other things. Now, Pete Carroll refuted this after the game. He said that he and Chip Kelly talked to Brady, but not about the game, not about the game plan.
So what the hell are y'all talking about?
Dancing with the Stars starts tonight.
All right, so you got him sitting in the booth right above you with a headset
Absolutely.
on?
You're the greatest quarterback we've had of all time.
Talk about dancing.
You're not
going
to talk about football. That'd be so silly.
Not going to talk about football during the football game.
We're going to talk about the new $3,000 aloe bag. I think Tom Brady wears aloe.
Wait, what's the aloe bag?
Oh, we're going to talk about it tomorrow in WTF. A $3,000 athleisure purse.
Why do you need athleisure?
It's a great question. So those are big things, big topics that Tom Brady and Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly could potentially have to talk about.
We're not football minds like
no,
Pete
they're talking
Carroll
about how do
or
we
Tom
fix
Brady.
this offense.
We are football minds like Chip Kelly, but that's only
great
one.
Pac-12 reunion last night with Harbaugh, Chip Kelly, and Pete Carroll all on the sidelines. I was like, this is what it's all about. And Pac-12 after dark. How fitting. Maybe it was all purposeful from the beginning. No, obviously this is an eyebrow raiser because Tom Brady is on the lead broadcast for Fox. And when he first started his broadcasting endeavors, there were a lot of really strict rules in place. And some of those rules have become more lax. And he now can be a part of the pre-production meetings for the broadcast. So, for example, next week, the Bears play the Cowboys. And Tom Brady will be able to talk to Bears coaches, Bears players, and get insight and intel that will lead to a better, more prepared broadcast when he's calling the game. The issue is, the week after next, the Raiders play the Bears. So Tom Brady, fresh off of gathering intel for a broadcast call, will then return to the Raiders, and we can all sit here and pretend that he'll zip those lips and throw away the key. But I think that seems a little over-hopeful in this case. And it's kind of the thing, like, if it looks like a conflict of interest and it smells like a conflict of interest, we've learned that
it's probably Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
If it involves
something.
Tom Brady, close your eyes, plug your nose, and pretend that the conflict of interest doesn't exist. You can't blame Brady. Like, the rules are written in a way where this is allowed. It's not like he's breaking rules. He's not cheating. It's just people are now evaluating, hey, even though the rules have changed, is that actually fair? And it was really driven home by seeing Tom Brady in the coach's booth. And I know it wasn't purposeful, but like he's like slinking back in the chair as the camera comes on him. And you almost view it as he didn't want to be seen in the coach's booth in the middle of this game and having this report that he talks with Chip Kelly all the time, that now this becomes an issue for them. And everybody, voted for him to be able to be a minority owner of the Raiders, and the league has voted on his ability to also be a broadcaster. And so we have a owner, broadcaster, coach, former player, Tom Brady. I guess Tom Brady owned the league for so long, they just decided, he can do what he wants.
Listen, man, if that's how they feel, fine, but all it's going to take is one moment. That is it. One moment, or somebody slip up and say, hey, we won that game because, we got some intel, and somebody's going to look around and start saying, oh, no. Tom Brady gave them that intel. That's our play. That's ours. And that's all it's going to take. And 31 owners will turn on that franchise, and 31 owners will thus turn on Tom Brady. Even the owners that love him, Robert Kraft. If he costs the Patriots a game, I think Robert Kraft's going to look around and say, okay, that's my boy Tom. Don't let him have it. No. He's going to be, hey, get Tom the hell up out of the booth. He can do one or the other. He can't do both. And this was the fear when Tom Brady signed that big old deal from Fox. When he got all of that money from Fox and became minority owner of the Raiders, was, hey, how involved with the Raiders is he supposed to be? So if he wants to be involved with the Raiders in that sort of a capacity, fine. He probably should not be on the call. If he wants to be on the call, great. I enjoy Tom Brady on the call. If he wants to be on the call, that's wonderful. He can't be as involved as he is with the Raiders day to day. He has got to just let that happen and not be talking to the offensive coordinator every single week. Like that can't be allowed.
I also thought it was weird from a continuity standpoint of having him in the coach's booth, because in future weeks he can't be in the coach's booth because he's on the call of a game, and usually coaches' booths are like very steadfast in routine, which again just shows the kind of the wild card of Tom Brady. People adjust to Tom Brady, and my God, does that man love money? Because did you see the other Tom Brady news from yesterday?
I mean,
the clickbait from Schefter that he was coming out of retirement.
First, who amongst us doesn't love money?
Oh, that's true.
All right.
This story from last night was a reminder that money is the most important thing in the world. I don't like to say it. It feels dirty to say that. But if you needed a reminder, perhaps it is that Tom Brady is, quote, coming out of retirement, sort of. And you knew what you were doing, Adam Schefter, with this tweet. But he is playing in a flag football event in Saudi Arabia with Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Max Crosby, Rob Gronkowski, Sauce Gardner, Myles Garrett, and others for the Fanatics Flag Football Classic, a competitive flag football tournament taking place during the Riyadh season in Saudi Arabia on March 21st, 2026. You also have coaches Pete Carroll, Sean Payton, and Kyle Shanahan involved in this, coaching the 3 teams. It'll be hosted by Kevin Hart. You know what I was asking for just yesterday, CJ? I said, God, my life would be made so much better if I had a flag football event in the Middle East to watch on a Friday night. And by God, the NFL delivered. I'm so excited for this great money-making opportunity for everybody. They have so much money.
Hey, Saudis, can I get the camera?
Much money.
Give me the camera. I want to talk to the Saudis. I want to talk to Saudis directly. Saudis, listen up. I get you're trying to sports wash some stuff, and that's fine. But you could do a better job of building goodwill by like helping to feed unhoused people, right? Helping to feed
that's
homeless,
not fun for them.
Homeless people. It's cheaper though.
They want Tom Brady to come out of retirement.
It's got to be cheaper than this. You could help, like, if you got rid of student loan debt over here, we would love you over here if you did that. You don't have to buy our golfers and our football players and I think some basketball stuff as well. You don't have to do any of that. Just help us get rid of this student loan debt. We would love you.
Remember when the whole conversation around Live Golf was like the ethical dilemma of will these golfers take this dirty money? And now we have those names crazy.
There's not money dirty enough if it's enough of it.
And it's enough.
Please believe it's going to be
I
enough.
would love to see the actual dollars and cents of what these players are being. No. And Tom Brady's even flirting, which there is no way in hell that Tom Brady's actually considering playing for the flag football team in the Olympics for the U.S. That man is going to be 50 years old in 2028.
No. But
Achilles don't work that way.
But if the Saudis want to pay for him to come out there and play at 50,
this practice round,
he'll do that. Absolutely he will.
I love this fake idea that Tom Brady and Gronk are going to be on Team USA as Olympians for flag football in 2028.
You got to sell it how you got to sell it.
No, but the rest of those guys are going to be.
I don't know, again, how much it is going to cost to get people to play. Which one of them soccer players, Jacob, is over there right now? Is it Ronaldo just raking in money? Just a ridiculous contract? Like, you don't have to. Ronaldo's making, I think, damn near a bill. You don't have to do that for him, for us to love you. Just, come through and say, hey, you know what? We're going to clear everybody's mortgage debt. We're going to buy all the mortgages. You guys keep the houses from us to you, right? Like that. We'd love Saudi Arabia after that. Don't show us old, washed-up-ass football players running around playing flag football.
Well, most of them aren't washed, which is it's a lot of active players.
Tom Brady and Gronk are washed.
Yes.
Okay.
Flanked by some of the biggest names.
I understand that.
Christian McCaffrey, you need a healthy season.
Also, like, how many other dudes are going to play in this? Because they just named. What do you mean? It was only 6 names up there.
Okay,
Who
so
else is
I got
going?
I don't know which 6 they had, but the other ones I saw were
Is flag 6 on 6?
CeeDee, Tyreek, Saquon, McCaffrey, Brock Bowers, Michael Garrett, Max Crosby, Sauce Gardner.
There we go. Okay.
And Gronk and Tom.
Okay. I mean,
honestly, that kind of money makes like that Texas Tech billionaire who's trying to change college athletics with every commercial I see this season. Like he's poverty. Like, what are you even doing here? Why isn't a university moving over to Saudi Arabia at this point? They'd be the greatest team in college football history.
You got to believe that at some point in time, Saudi Arabia
will try
thirsting for
an NIL collective.
Who's
going to be their team?
Somebody's conference championship team. They're going to buy a whole damn conference.
Oh.
Somebody's conference championship game is going to be over there. And they're not going after the Conference USAs and the Americans of it all. They're probably not even going after the ACC and the Big 12s. It'll be one of the Big 10, or the SEC, where it's, hey, come play. Forget you guys play where in Indianapolis. You guys play in Atlanta? No, not no more. You don't. You play in Saudi Arabia. Let's get it going.
We have to get to Mike, but Kip in the chat said they also fronted the Canelo Crawford fight. I didn't know that. Wow.
You don't have to do, again, Saudi Arabia. I've got a list of things you could do to make people like you over here. And it's not put on these sporting events. No, that's not it.
There's oil in them hills.
In them hills. In the plains.
Everywhere.
In the sea. In the lakes. The rivers.
If you throw enough oil money at something, just close your eyes and say, oh, I don't know what else is happening. All right, we got to get to Mike Wallace. He's going to join us on the other side. We'll get his latest takes on the whole Clippers Kawhi situation, as we are now just 2 weeks away from Media Day. Also, his series on the Grizzlies and their division rivals leading up into the season continues at grindcitymedia.com. We'll hit a couple Grizz topics with Mike after a quick break.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
The boy is mine.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. One exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's go, Grizz, let's go!
Oh, John Moran just broke the rim with that finish.
Defense, take them ball! Defense, take them ball!
Jared with a rejection.
Give me that!
Moran digs at it, knocks it away. Picked up by Pippen. Bob, Brandon Clark.
On that rim!
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Ramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back, welcome back. We'll talk about that Bucs-Texans game in the next segment. But joining us now, as he does each and every Tuesday, is Grind City Media senior editor Mike Wallace. Mike, 2 weeks from today, the Grizzlies will be starting training camp, which is wild to think about. Before we jump into all things Grizzlies, associated with that is the continuing debacle, we'll call it, of the Clippers and Kawhi and the potential cap circumvention. And we talked about it with you last week. But as we move closer and closer to all of these teams' media days being 2 weeks from yesterday, I was reminded that something has to happen in the next 2 weeks, or at bare minimum, it's going to have to be addressed in a certain way. At this point, I believe Adam Silver last week said that the burden of proof is on the league. Do you see this as a case that they'll be making an example of, or do you speculate that they will try to kick this can down the road and perhaps bury it into the season?
Well, I mean, I feel like, talking about it as if it's some kind of a legal case that has to work its way through the court system and all of those kind of things, it's sort of disingenuous. Like, I mean, there's enough information here to know that something didn't go right or something didn't go according to, the spirit of what free agency and what, salary cap and all of those things and all of these rules, collective bargaining agreement. There were some things that were sort of skirted in this process. So you don't have to go to the burden of proof innocent until proven guilty as if it's a court of the law when, you have the opportunity to say right now, something's fishy here where there's a lot of smoke, there's some fire here, and let's just be honest about what it is. There was a paper trail and things have gotten exposed. So Adam Silver has enough right now to go to the players union and say, hey, listen, how do we want to collectively get to the bottom of this? Because we cannot have this story go into media day and go into the season in one of our biggest markets where the All-Star game is going to be played this year. So let's get a handle on this. Let's come together. Let's figure out what this means and then move forward from there. And, the league is smart enough to figure that out, and I think they will ultimately. But you just don't want this to drag into media days in 2 more weeks.
Yeah, it's really felt like a Rorschach test. That always trips me up.
Hold on, say that again. Back that up. Back that up one more time. Back that up. Okay, now go.
Roar.
Shack. Put them together.
Rorschach.
There we go.
My R's are hard for me. Rorschach test, where it's the ink blot test, okay? Where you see different things based on the design that comes out. But I do feel, and this kind of like piggybacks off our conversation last week, either you view this as this very, very bad thing that the Clippers did, and you see the evidence laid out, and you say something has to happen to this team that clearly engaged in this unique behavior, or you sit in this place I was under the impression that most, if not all teams in the NBA flirt in this territory a little bit. The Clippers just didn't do it well and got caught. And it's created an odd kind of fight back and forth that I've seen through media and fans, and it is interesting. I agree. I think it will hover going into the season, and the first time Kawhi Leonard suits up to play a game, there will be an overwhelming sense of uneasiness on should he really be playing in this game right now.
Well, I mean, especially when you've shown the ability to come down, whether heavy-handed or not in other instances, right? Now, all of these situations are different. But, you handled the Miles Bridges situation in the way you saw best fit when there was a case of domestic violence or whatever allegations and those kind of things, whether Miles felt justified or not because of the custody arrangement that had been violated. You came down heavy-handed with Ja Morant when, again, it was an Instagram and, guns are legal in this country and all of those other kind of things, for all the things that you can say litigation versus, does this make sense? And now you're kind of struggling to figure out, how many times and turns this story of Kawhi Leonard is going to take. But the bottom line is that something went wrong here. There was evidence of circumvention, and there was certainly evidence of payments being made that didn't necessarily line up with work being performed. It's a bad look for the NBA. No different than it's a bad look what Ja did, no different than it's a bad look whenever there's cases of domestic violence or whatsoever. This is espionage because you have people at the highest levels making decisions within this situation. So when it goes from ownership all the way down to players, something has to be done. Whether, you don't need the clear burden of proof in this one because you're not trying to convict Kawhi Leonard or Steve Ballmer and sentence them to anything. You're trying to say, look, this is not the way we conduct business or should be. And I'm not saying I have the answers, I don't. But what I'm saying is that at this point, you're going to start facing some more tough questions as we get closer to this season coming.
One of my favorite things about sports, not basketball solely, not college sports solely, not NFL, not MLB, all of them. One of my favorite things is when sports become espionage. I love it. I gobble it all the way up. The one that immediately came to mind was, who was the MLB team that got hacked? The Astros got hacked or the Astros were doing the hacking with somebody's front
Oh,
office.
sign stealing.
No,
Sign stealing?
no,
not the trash cans?
No, not the trash cans. Although that was incredible. One of those baseball teams broke into another baseball team's records to see what they thought about like prospects. Sit tight, everybody. Y'all keep talking. I'm gonna figure this one out because it was incredible. I loved every single moment, much like I love this moment. Because Mike, you're
was
right.
multiple teams. It was the Cardinals, Astros, Red
That's
Sox,
who it
and
was.
Yankees.
That's who it was.
Chris Correa, the St.
Cardinals.
Louis Cardinals ex-director of scouting, was sentenced to 46 months in prison.
Come on.
So sometimes it does jump to the
on.
legal part after a high-tech operation that involved hacking the Houston Astros player personnel
I knew it
database
was the
and email
Astros. The
system.
Astros and the Cardinals.
Federal prosecutors estimated the hacks cost the Astros about $1.7 million, considering how Correa used the data to draft players. He pleaded guilty.
That's my jam. The sign stealing and banging on trash cans, that's cool. I enjoy, but that right there, right? Like the intricacies involved in that. Not necessarily Deflategate, but what's the Spygate? Oh, I loved every moment. I was glued to my TV for Spygate.
Do you remember the WikiLeaks, the Wake Forest football scandal? This might be a deep cut Jessica college football page. I'm on a list of examples of espionage in sports.
Yes, that's another good one.
It was 2016. Wake Forest got absolutely crushed by Louisville, 44-12, and the Wake Forest head football coach Dave Clawson was concerned and even speculated that Louisville somehow gained access to his team's game plan. His suspicions led to an investigation and scandal, and investigators found that a former Wake Forest football player and assistant coach had not been kept on when Clawson took over in 2014. He became a radio color analyst instead and was accused of leaking information inside about the Demon Deacons, so Wake Forest, to his new job at Louisville. I forgot all about that.
We had one last year, Mike, in the HBCUs. Who was it with Pine Bluff? Who was it Pine Bluff felt like hacked into their video system, was looking at practices or something like that?
We just had the Memphis situation with the UTS. I know we squashed it and tried to make it not as big of a thing, because what are you going to do? But the former player, who at the time was still a current player, who gave the playbook to the UTSA guy.
Who played in the game?
Yes. My point is, I think it was Alcorn State. I think Pine Bluff and Alcorn State had beef because Pine Bluff felt like, I'll double check that. Pine Bluff, unless that's on the list. Did that make the list? It might have made the list. It should have made the list. All I'm saying is when this type stuff happens, I perk up. This is my sports. This is my moment right here. I love everything about this, but something does have to be done if you're existing in the realm of, hey, this is fishy, and it is, and the right thing to do is to step in and issue some sort of punishment. Otherwise, other people are going to want to do this. But Silver works for the owners. Or do the owners feel this way? We as fans and commentators and analysts can feel however we want to feel. But if those other 29 owners don't want something to come in hard on the Clippers because it might affect them one day, then I'm not sure if anything gets done. I know nothing will get done, and I'm not sure if there's a groundswell of support from the owners. When the Patriots had their moments, Mike, you knew the owners were upset because everybody was telling you how upset the owners were. This has popped off, and I haven't heard anything about how the rest of the NBA ownership feels about this moment.
I know Mark Cuban's not the majority owner, but he's one of the most forward-facing former owners and still a minority owner of the Mavs. And all you've seen from him is taking Steve Ballmer's side. Like, he's the public-facing, and he's gone back and forth with Pablo Torre throughout, kind of playing the opposite side of that reporting. Anyway, it's all fascinating. Mike, here in Memphis, we're just trying to get to the season. And you have a great series that continues on grindcitymedia.com where you are going through various stories and interviews with the Grizzlies fellow Southwest Division members. And we'll start with your most recent one, because you did have a very interesting anecdote that I myself did not realize. And that is that 10 years ago, the Southwest Division of the Grizzlies, the Mavs, the Pelicans, the Spurs, and the Rockets all made the playoffs. And that is the first and only time that an entire division made the NBA playoffs. Do you foresee a world, and I mean, not specifically with the Southwest Division this year, but could you see an entire division making the playoffs again, or was that truly a unique one-off?
That was a unique one-off, and it happened twice. What made that year historic was that all 5 teams made the playoffs with winning records. It happened one time, previously, where I think the the Eastern Conference Central Division, all 5 teams made it, but one team, the 8th seed, had a losing record. They were 40 and 42. So in 2015, all 5 teams in the Southwest had winning records, and that was a remarkable year. I remember being in Memphis that year, covering the Grizzlies for ESPN, and that was, I want to say, that was the year when they went up against the Warriors, who ended up winning the championship that year, and they lost. Mike Conley came back from the broken face, and the whole situation played out from there. But having said that, when you look around, there are certainly divisions that have put 4 in, and you can certainly see, like, the Pacific, obviously, with Sacramento, both LA teams, and you talk about Phoenix. You have a chance to be able to do something big in that situation. But, again, the Central Division, the Southwest Division with the Grizzlies, they're always intriguing. And I think this series lays out several different storylines going into this season about what makes this division unique, intriguing, riveting, and all of those things. Plus, they have the number 1 overall and the number 2 overall pick represented in this league. They have one of the most prolific scorers in NBA history, just got traded into this division. And you got expectations, and Ja Morant and Zion Williamson. Is this the year where they finally break through and show a sign of health? It's so many different storylines, man, and this has been a great, fun series to join some of my counterparts throughout the Southwest Division in terms of insiders who cover these teams alongside me.
Yeah, every team seems concerned with health. One of yours was what represents a season going haywire for each of these teams, and almost all of them mentioned injuries and their stars playing X amount of games. Except I thought the Rockets was interesting with former, I think she was at the Commercial Appeal, either the Commercial Appeal or the Daily Memphian, but Danielle Lerner, who's now a reporter for the Rockets, where she really leaned into the non-Kevin Durant minutes for Houston, but still. That's almost injury adjacent because you're trying to prevent Kevin Durant having an injury in that sense. But I did want to ask you, because your most recent question was, what does a successful season look like for your team? And I wanted you to lay out what exactly that is for the Grizzlies and how you see that perhaps being different than their division opponents this year.
For the Grizzlies, I think you want to see something that you haven't seen, and that's Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. Not Ja Morant or Jaren Jackson Jr., but and Jaren Jackson Jr. playing 60 to 65 games and being available for the team for the most part, for 3/4 of the season. Can they get to 75% of the season played for the most part and give this team a really, legitimate chance to be competitive? They've averaged fewer than 40 games together in a season ever since Jaren got here and Ja got here, and they played their first season together in 2019. That's half of the season. You can't sustain success and potential and growth if you're 2 main guys who are both making over $200 million a year now. They both got the near or at max contracts that you're paying them like they're all-stars, perennial all-NBA type players, and they have to deliver. One playoff series victory in their time together is hardly enough. So this team is sort of retooling a bit. They traded out of Desmond Bane. They might take a step back in terms of overall record. I don't know if they'll get to 48 wins this year, but I do think the onus is on Jaren and Ja clearly to make this work. And if it doesn't work this year and they get to the playoffs and at least get to the second round, or give you a fighting chance in the first round, then something might need to change from top down.
I will say positive from Jaren Jackson Jr. He was out at a youth camp last week and was asked on recovering from his toe surgery, and he said that he was progressing in the right way, and saw him out there playing some tough defense on Kari Morant at the youth camp as well. He celebrated his birthday yesterday. So there is at least promising potential for Jaren. Yeah. Obviously, we do not know 100% what his injury status will be going into the season, but things appear to be in a good place for him. You mentioned the Desmond Bane trade, and that brings me to part 3 of your series, where you asked the under-the-radar transaction that could have the biggest impact or the biggest effect on each team. And for the Grizzlies, they really do have multiple options for this question. It's probably the question I get asked the most out in the wild. And you can either go with KCP, or you can go with taking Cedric Coward with the 11th pick in the draft, or you can go with adding 6th Man of the Year finalist in Ty Jerome. From your standpoint, which of those feels as if they represent the highest ceiling for the Grizzlies if they end up being as impactful as they could be?
I would say the highest ceiling for them would be Ty Jerome coming in and having the kind of year that he had with Cleveland last year. If he can plug and play, now granted, this is a different offensive system, but he knows what it's like to play with speedy, dynamic lead guards. You know what I mean? With Donovan Mitchell and Garland. You know, he has that with John Morant now. You know, he knows how to play with a versatile big man up front. You know, in Evan Mobley, he has that in Jaren Jackson Jr. now. So the dynamics are kind of still going to be there in terms of the same. He played with the double big centers too, you know, when Zach Edey gets back. So, you know, you have that as well in terms of Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley. You got, you know, Zach Edey, Jaren Jackson Jr. And can he sort of be the calibrator of that offense and find his way? He's definitely good on the ball. He's definitely good off the ball. And if he can give you sort of that same kind of production coming off your bench, and if he can be another candidate for Sixth Man of the Year, I think that elevates this team. And it takes some of the pressure off of Cedric Coward to come right in after just 6 games at the major Division I level to be an impact player right away. If Cedric Coward can give you the same season that Jalen Wells did last year, then you're in plus territory, right? Nobody saw Jalen being what he was. If Cedric can give you that same kind of production, you're good. But that's not going to take the Grizzlies to the next level. It'll take someone like Ty Jerome doing what he did last year to augment everything else that's going on.
Mike, appreciate you. We'll catch up with you next week. Have a good one.
All right, you guys too. Take care now.
That was Mike Wallace. You can find his latest up at grindcitymedia.com, his continued series with the Grizzlies and their Southwest Division rivals. We will take a quick break. We'll come back. There was a second Monday Night Football game last night. It was the Bucs winning in dramatic Baker Magic-filled fashion. We'll get into that game, some quarterback news around the league. WNBA playoffs continue tonight as well. That's all after a quick break.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
The boy is mine.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Let's go, Grizz, let's go!
Oh, John Morant just broke the rim with that finish.
Defense, take them ball! Defense, take them ball!
Jared with a rejection.
Give me that!
Morant digs at it, knocks it away. Picked up by Pippen. Bob, Brandon Clark.
On that rim!
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
Well, really just, I was really looking at the success that Memphis had as something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're positioned, we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. What's up, everybody? We are back. We had 2 Monday Night Football games. Obviously, I dedicated too much time to Justin Herbert because that's who I am. But then also the Tom Brady thing took a lot of attention from last night. But the earlier game of the evening was a real barn burner until we got to the last few minutes of that game. The Bucs get a huge drive from Baker, a nearly perfectly executed 2-minute drill to end up beating the Texans 20-19. Everyone is going to point out the 15-yard scramble from Baker on 4th down, and I think it was 4th and 10, which kept the game alive, which I took personally. No one wants to hear about your fantasy team, but people can relate when you have moments of absolute sadness and devastation. I was up 2 in that game. It's 4th and 10. I have Emeka Egbuka. He has Baker Mayfield, Bucky Irving, and Mike Evans. And I'm like, I need this drive to end. Give the Texans the win. This is over. I will win. All will be right. I had a bad fantasy football week. And then Baker takes off and gets the first down. I was up 2. Before Baker runs, I was up 2. I ended up losing that game by 12 between the various Bucky Irving and Mike Evans receptions, runs, everything else in between.
Listen, you want to talk Baker, and we're going to get there. But since you brought him up,
Bucky was great.
Bucky Irving is such a dynamic running back, man. That is a good playmaker in the backfield that they have. Back to Baker, though.
My favorite play from Baker happened earlier in the 4th quarter, and I like to think it's what ignited him into the space of having the 2-minute drill drive that he ended up having. He was running for it on 3rd down, and C.J. Gardner gets him by the ankles, and he goes down, and I audibly gasped because I thought he was severely injured. He's down, and then he pops up, and he just starts talking ish in C.J. Gardner's face, and it's like he was resuscitated by the reminder that he loves to talk mess with other players. Like, it was just so quintessential Baker Mayfield that I found myself giggling on the couch watching it transpire. And you go from like, oh no, Baker's ankle. And we've had so many quarterback injuries. Like, my God, J.J. McCarthy out of nowhere has an ankle injury. We're going to see Carson Wentz in a 2025 football game.
Some have opened their third eye.
I
and
know.
have said,
Many
hey,
have.
It's not that. They just need him to sit and watch and don't want to crush his confidence by having us talk about all the things that he's doing wrong.
Yeah, the third eye is open there. Jaden Daniels is questionable with a knee injury. There's one other quarterback. Well, so Brock Purdy's still out with the turf toe.
Purdy.
Obviously, Burrow's out. It's a lot.
Daniels.
Yeah.
JJ, and it is one more. It's 5 of them dudes. It's one more. Purdy. You said Purdy?
Yeah, Purdy in the toe.
All right, that's the 5.
That's a lot of injuries early. I feel like we do this every year. Like, it feels like we have more injuries than usual.
Yeah, we do.
But it consistently stays, wow, we sure have a lot of injuries 2 weeks into the season and a lot at the quarterback position. But it's not Baker.
Sport. It's a violent sport. All the hits were clean.
It's not Baker. Did you watch that game?
Yeah.
It started so good. Yeah. They score on both opening possessions. It was like 14-10 in the second quarter. And then it became just the dumbest, slowest, 8 straight punts, a missed field goal, a turnover on downs where the Texans had, I think they were 2nd and goal from the 1. And they end up turning it over on downs. And then you had the block punt shenanigans happening. And finally, Nick Chubb gets a long touchdown run.
Can I tell you that's the stupidest moment of the game?
The Nick Chubb run?
You're telling me on 2nd and goal from the 1, you hand the ball off to Chubb. All right, he gets nothing. 3rd and goal from the 1, you decide to pass the ball 2 times. You decide that you're going to go for it on 4th down no matter what, because your offense can't move the ball, your offensive line can't block, and you can't run the football.
Yes.
So you're going to decide to throw the ball twice? Like that just didn't make sense to me. And then the rest of the game continued to play out.
One of
And
the
what
worst
happened before-
offensive lines in football.
But before that moment played out, I was like, oh, they can't run the ball at all. And then that happens, like, oh, they know they can't run the ball at all.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the game played out. It's like, okay, they're just done running the football. And then he breaks off like a 25-yard run. It's like, wait, where the hell has that been?
Oh, if he didn't have the 25-yard touchdown run, C.J. Stroud would have been the lead rusher in the game, and I think they would have barely cracked 50 rushing yards as a team.
That line is a bit. We talk
about all those injured quarterbacks.
The Bengals.
Prayers for C.J. Stroud.
Like that C.J. Stroud is
T's and P's for C.J. Stroud.
Fighting for his life out there, man.
It was painful to watch. But shout out to the Bucs defense and Baker Mayfield, because it truly felt like the case of a game where you either have a quarterback who has it or you don't, and Baker has it. And the Cleveland Browns have to reckon with that for the rest of their existence. But he has that gene and that ability where he is able to take that drive and turn it into a game winner for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who at this point, 2-0, the obvious choice in their division. I was impressed with the end of the game. I felt like I suffered through a lot to get to a very entertaining end.
I didn't find it suffering.
I know you don't. You love that kind of sick football.
It's good defense. Like that's the thing.
defense.
That's the thing I came away with it from.
Yeah.
Both of those defenses, there's a ton of talent on both of those defenses, and they are coached well.
Really well.
Really, really well. Yeah. They aren't going to beat themselves, so you have to be able to do it, and they're going to make you do things, both the Bucs and the Texans, make you do things that you typically don't want to do. Whatever your strength is, they're going to take that away. Mm-hmm. Now talk to me about your second and third options. So if your strength is running the football, tough. You're not going to be able to run it. Talk to me about what you got out wide. If your strength is out wide, great. You're not going to be able to hit your number one target. You're not going to be. The way they had Nico Collins locked up out there.
After that first touchdown.
After the first touchdown, tremendous. Mike Evans also, after the first touchdown in the last drive, like outside of that.
Emeka after the first touchdown.
Like, come on, man. Like that was just really high-level defense being played against two, I'm going to say competent to good, even though the Texans can't run the football and their offensive line is abysmal. They're still a good offensive team. Like that was just tremendous defense being played.
I really like Woody Marks for the Texans. Of course I do, because he went to USC.
Well, it makes sense.
He's so shifty. I feel like they have, like, no disrespect to Nick Chubb, but figuring out how to use both of them more effectively. But the thing with the Bucs, they have so many different weapons.
Yeah.
Like out of nowhere, you had a Ryan Miller touchdown last night for Tampa Bay. So I like that Bucs team. A weird thing that I found out during this game that I'm not sure how I missed, because I guess it was a story a few years ago too, but that Snoop Dogg has a youth football league.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah. Snoop Dogg is a. Last I checked, I knew he had the youth football league. Before the youth football league, Snoop Dogg routinely took his teams from Long Beach to nationals in Orlando.
Okay.
Like that's how he got started. And it was just a way that he felt to like give back. Yeah, Jacob's right. There was a TV show for it.
Well, they reported last night he now has over 40 players in the league who at some point played for his youth football league, the Snoop Youth Football League, and probably the most notable is C.J. Stroud. But then last night, Jalen Smith out of USC, they showed an old interview with him sitting with Snoop in like 2015 when he's just a kid playing for this youth football league, saying, I'm going to make it to the league someday. And then next thing you know, he's playing in that game last night. And it was very cool. And I went down the rabbit hole of seeing who else played for them, because I think 40 in the NFL, like you make an NFL roster, they're counting it. But there's some really notable guys, like Juju Smith-Schuster played for it, Romeo Doubs. Ronnie Hillman was the first, which then sent me down the rabbit hole. I forgot Ronnie Hillman died at like age 31 of a rare form of cancer. D'Anthony Thomas, John Ross. Like there's quite a few notable players who went through the Snoop Youth Football League. It was a very cool little feature that they did during the game, and there's been some attention on it in years past where I was able to kind of collect other players from it. But I thought that was neat. No football tonight.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Just please invest in the youth.
Yes.
Invest.
Don't even get me started.
If
Don't put me on a high horse today, CJ.
Giddy up. If that clip showed me anything or reminded me of anything, is that youth sports has value.
Yes.
Little sports that are affordable, that you don't have to travel hours to partake in, sports where you're not having to spend $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 for equipment and then you pay extra for lodging and tournaments, things like that, man. Just something that people can get to in their community, not just in their city, but in the part of town where they are in. If you are in a big enough city, that's huge. Be it baseball, basketball, softball, lacrosse, football, all of that matters. Please start investing in youth sports.
That's where Snoop originally started it, and there's an article last year from ESPN that goes into the CJ Stroud relationship with Snoop. But it was specifically because in Los Angeles, there were a lot of expensive youth football leagues where a lot of white kids were playing in these youth football leagues, or just highly affluent communities were playing in these leagues.
Just money. People
and
with enough money.
It required equipment and travel and paying for hotels and doing all this extra stuff. And so Snoop came out and wanted to create an affordable football league for kids who did not have the means to play in these more affluent child football opportunities or just child sports. And it makes a huge difference. And you have a proof in the pudding of 40 kids who grew up to be professionals in some way, shape, or form. And like some of them talk who didn't make it to the league, just the structure and the organization that it taught at that time. And I know I waxed on and on about that Memphis Rocks documentary last week on Hulu, but it's the same kind of thing. Like the people who created Memphis Rocks here, the rock climbing gym in Soulsville, took something that you would normally find in a more affluent community, a rock climbing gym, and plopped it into Soulsville to try to teach kids about a new kind of sport or a new kind of activity and just something to focus on and go do, and something that doesn't cost money. Like, that's so big.
Life is expensive. If you got it, you got it. If you don't, though, it can be real hard on you. So having affordable things for people to do is important. And it's not about, hey, this guy made it this far, this gal made it to this professional league. No, it's about something else. It's about something more than that. The people who I played with, I don't think any of us made it to the pros.
Yeah.
I could be mistaken, but I don't think any of us played in the minors in baseball. I don't think any of us played in the D League at the time, in the NBA, or made it to NFL or any of that. It's about learning lessons, and it's about healthy things to do, ways to take that energy you have as a young person and put it towards something productive. It's a focus. When young people aren't focused, they get into stuff, right? Like that's we all know that. We see it all the time. When young people don't have anything to do, they just go find stuff to do. And most of the time, it is not productive. Give them something productive to do. My teammates who I had growing up, Pop Warner football and Little League baseball and soccer and basketball, we get together, we talk from time to time. And I can't tell you how many of them, I played with a lot of different dudes. I can't tell you how many of them were like, yeah, I graduated high school because I had to. And I had to because I played basketball and wanted to continue to play on the basketball team. Yep. So now here's the carrot at the end of the stick. You don't get to do this. You're pretty good at it. Not great. You're not going D1 or anything, but you're good enough to play high school, and you're good enough to get your name in the paper in high school. But you got to go to English class, and you got to maintain this GPA. It's like, well, that's what motivated me, and that's what kept me going. Like those types of things help so much. You want crime to go down? Invest in the children. Like it's scientifically proven. It's sociologically proven.
It takes time. There's no magic fix of this overnight. You have to invest from the beginning.
From jump.
Work.
Get that 5-year-old from jump involved in an affordable soccer league, and then just keep putting that 5-year-old, he or she, in whatever sport he or she has any remote interest in. If there is no interest, damn it, you just stick them in it anyways. And it has to be affordable. When we played, the little leagues I played in, like it was, let's say it was $80. I can't remember the exact price for a kid, but let's say it was $80. And then every kid you brought in, every kid of yours that you had to sign up, they took some off of it. So I'm not sure if it was 10 or 20. So I know for me, if it was 80 for me, it would be 60 for my brother. And if there was a child behind my sister, it would be 40, right? They took money off to make sure you could afford to put your kid in the league, and so that we can get out there and get after it, man. That's all, man. Just invest in the children. Snoop Dogg has done a tremendous job of doing that.
And always, you can like even expand it out where we're specifically talking about giving kids something to do to avoid crime or whatever you want to talk about it from the Memphis standpoint.
I wouldn't even think about Memphis.
I would expand it out of just having kids do activities outside, in person, connecting with other people. Like, people are getting more and more sucked into their screens and individuality, and not individuality is not the right word, but like individualism, where you're not going out and learning these lessons. And a part of it is because of the cost. Like, why force your kid to go do something if it's going to cost all this money and they're miserable and they don't want to do it? Okay, well, they're just going to sit at home and like lose themselves in a computer. So I do think just affordable activities across the board are of utmost importance.
My niece is cheerleading now. She's in middle school, so she's cheerleading. It's like, yay, look at her go.
Yeah.
And her mom told us, I think it was upwards of $2,000.
Oh, it's insane.
Like for what? She needs one uniform. She needs a pair of sneakers and some pom-poms.
Yeah.
How the hell is that upwards of $2,000?
Yeah.
That is absurd to me, man. I just don't understand. Are you paying to get her? She's not traveling to Nashville. She's not flying internationally.
Yeah.
She's not going across the country.
Just local.
She's going from Cordova to Binghamton, for crying out loud.
Uniforms, entrance fees. It's just
the Little League baseball. Gary talks about this, but baseball bats and tournaments, and why the hell does my child need 6 different uniform combinations and he's 11? You don't. Just come on, find a way to make this stuff more affordable, and don't be so gung-ho about going, easier said than done. Don't be so gung-ho about going the travel route. Find the local Little League.
But that's the problem now, is they convince you that you have to go the travel. If you want an opportunity to play varsity insert sport here, your best path for that is to go the travel route, or else you get left behind, because a lot of these kids are able to invest in great trainers, great coaches, playing top level talent from other, and it just creates an even further separation. And it's insane. Like, and I don't know how it goes back to the simplicity of, hey, let's all put our kids in the same youth sports areas. And I even think back too, and this always gets a little like complicated, because people never want to be responsible for somebody else's kid. But like, we had some kids in either various athletic groups that I was in, or in my performance group, who were not as privileged as other people in the group. And you want to know what the rest of the group did? Paid the difference so that they could be included, because that was our friend. So we would ask our parents, and then you would put a little bit from each family, and next thing you knew, like my little group that would travel to Disneyland and perform, like we had 3 kids who the rest of us all subsidized them every year, because there was no way we were leaving our teammate behind. We weren't going to make sure, like, I don't know. But nowadays that's not the popular thing to do, because God forbid you help anyone.
You're a socialist.
Apparently. Don't say that. Don't come after me. Stop. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about the WNBA playoffs that continue tonight. Plus, TV Tuesday. The Emmys were this week. It's always a good reminder of the good TV shows I've watched and the shows that I haven't watched that I wish I had. So we'll get into some of that, plus what we're watching, after a quick break. S-word.
S-word? Can we not say the word anymore?
I don't think so.
Are we getting docked?
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. All right, welcome back, everybody. We have 2 WNBA playoff games tonight, 2 opportunities for 2 teams to make it into the semifinals based on how the structuring of the WNBA first round goes. We get Dream Fever at 6:30 on ESPN and Aces Storm following that at 8:30 on ESPN. Atlanta leads their series 1-0, and Las Vegas leads theirs 1-0. Do you foresee either of these series going in additional games, CJ?
Oh, gosh. I guess I have to believe both of them. I think we end up with a couple of elimination games in the first round. It's just hard for me. I know how banged up, battered, beaten, and bruised the Indiana Fever are. It is hard for me to imagine anybody outside of maybe the Aces with how they're playing right now and the Lynx. Going in there in a win or go home type situation and snatching that game from that Fever squad, who is pretty good even with the injuries, and you know that place is going to be rocking. Now the Fever got to figure out what the hell they're going to do on the perimeter defensively, because that's where all these signings and things are coming in and having to play a whole lot of minutes, because Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard, if they're both going to go for 20 plus points, then you're done. So you've got to find a way. If you can't stop them both, and you can't, find a way to significantly hinder one and pick whichever one it is. But I think that the Fever, riding the momentum of the crowd, is going to be able to get a win tonight. And now that I think about it, man, until I see the Aces lose, they can't lose. I don't know what else. 16? 17? What is it? 17? 17 straight?
That first playoff win was their
I might not ever see the Aces lose another game.
They also crushed the Storm. I mean, they were dominant in all categories.
So
I'm saying, a case of the Storm
I'm
being inconsistent.
taking it back. I will say the Aces take care of the Storm tonight, and they go on to the next round. The Fever get their only win of the postseason against the Dream, just because they're feisty.
Yeah, I'm taking the Aces and the Fever.
Yeah,
and the Fever based on the sheer will of the city and the team. And every time you say, oh, this is just it for the Fever, they come through with one more win. I don't think they win the series, but I think they can get one win before their season is over. Emmys were on Tuesday, or not on Tuesday, on Sunday. Today is Tuesday. The Emmys were on Sunday. I talked a little bit about them with Gary yesterday, but some favorite moments. I loved the Tremel Tillman win for Severance. Outstanding supporting actor. His mom was there. It was very sweet. First black man to ever win in that category, which always is wild that we're still having those firsts. But Tremel Tillman is my latest EGOT. Circler. Like, I just think he's wildly talented. I also think he has a great voice and could narrate an audiobook, which is how a lot of them get the Grammy portion. And I'm not sure he can sing, but I think he could sing enough or just act on Broadway because he's like a capital T thespian. But I love him. He and Coleman Domingo, I think, are my closest, like, they're going to win an Oscar in the next couple of years category. The other Succession one came from Britt Lowry, who plays Helly, which was fun to see. I use the Emmys as a reinforcement for any shows that I missed that I need to go back and make sure I watch. And there's this show called Somebody Somewhere. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It's like a really small show on HBO. It's by a woman named Bridget Everett, and she wrote it and she stars in it. And it's about a woman who moves back to her like really small hometown after, I think, a divorce, but some life event moves her there. I watched the first like 4 or 5 episodes, maybe 2 years ago at this point, but everybody always says it's one of the sweetest shows on television. And an actor named Jeff Hiller, who co-stars in it, won for Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, and it was the biggest upset of the night. He was going up against Harrison Ford in Shrinking. He's going up against Bowen Yang, SNL, against Coleman Domingo. And when you saw the response of people there for him winning, that in itself moved me to want to go back and watch this show because it just seemed like everybody loved him and was so genuinely excited for him. And he really did, so often it's like, I didn't think I would win, but like he really didn't think that he would win. So I'm going to go back and watch that. I have to go back and watch Adolescence. I know you watched that, CJ, and it was not your favorite show of the year.
Listen, I just found it really, really boring.
Okay.
Whatever it was trying to say, I don't think it did a good enough job saying it in a thought-provoking sort of a way. But like people like it, people loved it. I could have done without it.
It was definitely the critically acclaimed show of the award night. It won Best Miniseries or Limited Series. It won all 3 of its main actors won, including the young man Owen Cooper, who's 15 years old and is the youngest person to ever win. And he had a very endearing speech. Listen, I watched the first episode and I was I was not moved to go back to it. I thought it was shot really cool. It's a oneer. The whole show is shot as a oneer, which is the industry term for one shot. So it never cuts, it never edits. It's all one consistent camera shot. We'll go back and watch it. It just seems depressing right now, if we're being honest. But
it's not
necessary.
It's necessary. The conversation about young men being radicalized is an important conversation to have right now. It's pertinent for the now. I just don't think that show did a good enough job highlighting that.
Okay.
And so like when we talk about critically acclaimed things, and you're like, oh, the critics loved them. Like, I don't care what the critics think.
Yeah.
This is why. Because the critics, you're right, loved this.
Yeah. But a lot of people I know really loved it too. So I'll watch it and figure out.
I think some of the people like it because the critics tell them they're supposed to like it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's I stopped.
But again, congratulations to him and to that show. But I just did not like it. And I got some bones to pick with the Emmys. Also,
well, can we give one to our girl who won before you get to the bones?
Nope, because this is the bone.
You're mad about Kristen Milioti winning for the Penguin?
Incredible job in the Penguin. You know what I think about her in the Penguin.
Yeah, it's like one of the.
You know what I think about the Penguin.
It's a role I will think about for the rest of my life.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever. And I listen.
Why are you mad?
I try not to compare comparison, theft, or joy, and all of that. But when we're doing awards, you got to compare. Dog, Michelle Williams in Dying for Sex is incredible. Incredible. She's incredible also. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to take anything from one while praising the other.
Well, I loved Cate Blanchett in that show that nobody else in the world liked. And she was there too, in that same category, which was kind of wild seeing Cate Blanchett and Michelle Williams, who are 2 of the best actresses, like they ascend outside of television. They are movie stars. Yeah. And more than movie stars, like they're acting, generational talent actors. And it's crazy because that's how TV has gotten now, is you get these big movie stars who now do television. I mean, Harrison Ford was there, for goodness sake. Yeah. But yeah, I've heard Michelle Williams is great in that show. I haven't been able to watch that yet because I just have not been in the emotional space to want to tackle that show because I know it will be sad.
It won't. It wasn't sad.
Okay.
It's not sad.
Okay.
It's not. I think we think finality. We think death is sad, and you're supposed to be sad because somebody dies. Dying for Sex is a show all about joy and the joyfulness that comes with living a life fulfilled and one person's quest, because she's given a shot clock.
Right.
She knows when it's going to end, and her quest to cram in as much joy and much joyful experience as humanly possible in this allotted time, because it's going to end. We all have an allotted time, right? Believe it or not, I'm going to die one day.
Yes.
Right? So, but I don't know when. So I'm just bopping about my life, getting a little bit of joy at a time. Just a little bit, just a smidgen, just a pinch here and a pinch there. No, she's like, I've got to get it all now.
Yeah.
And when it comes, it comes. And I think it's just such a good show. And for it not to get anything was really surprising to me. The fact that Penguin, outside of her, also didn't get much
It's just because
anything.
It's because adolescents took everything in that category.
Yeah, right.
Listen,
Like,
I loved
I
this
thought
season of
Penguin
I
was
loved this season
incredible.
of White Lotus, and it got completely
Was it
shut out.
nominated? I
Yeah.
can't remember if it was nominated.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all of its actresses, like I thought either Parker Posey or Carrie Coon easily should have gotten the win in their category. And now I can't even remember who beat them, but it really pissed me off. But any other bones to pick?
No,
because I do enjoy the bones of it.
I love Penguin, and I love, what's her name again? I always mess it up.
Kristen Milioti.
Miss Milioti.
Her speech was one of the
love
memorable
her.
speeches of the evening too.
Love her performance.
Yes.
In the Penguin, and like you said, it'll be something that we'll think of
The Pit woman won.
forever. Okay.
Which I love the Pit.
Incredible stuff.
And I loved the studio. And I was happy they won a lot. But then I also love Shrinking. So like this is how it goes. But I look at it as the collective. Like if something it might not win, but if it's nominated, there's enough good in it that somebody saw. And it by no means is it the definitive mark on television of the year. Like you can have a show that never sniffs a nomination.
We treat it like it is. Like it's the definitive
it has
mark
poll.
of
But there's
of
so much
television.
content out there. I think we're desperate right now. And like, this is something I grapple with because I love the art of criticism. Like I find critics interesting, but we are now because of social media, anyone's a critic these days. And also criticism becomes, you hate this, you're a bad person, but that's not true. You can be critical of something while understanding why someone else might like it and why it doesn't work for you per se. So I'm curious if award shows will ultimately, and I think they already have, they've shifted to this place of popularity sometimes usurps what actually might be the critical best, right? Like I loved The Pit. Like I thought The Pit was phenomenal. Do I think it was absolutely like the best critically acclaimed show this year? I don't know. But that's the fun in the process of all of that too.
And if a show didn't win, like you said, it doesn't mean it wasn't good.
No.
Like
Abbott Elementary is still great. It just is at the point where it won so much. Then there's absolutely the voter fatigue. I don't think we'll ever have, I think it was Julia Louis-Dreyfus won 8 years in a row for Veep. And I don't think we'll ever have that again because now we get tired.
Modern Family was the same type of thing where Modern Family went on a 7-8 year run where they were winning
This Is Us
everything.
went on a pretty deep run.
30 Rock was on a run before Modern Family, if I recall correctly. So we've had shows go on longer runs. Now, all of what you said, Veep, and what was the other one you said?
This Is Us.
Veep.
It's one of the most recent I remember.
Maybe This Is Us. Maybe throw them in there as well. 30 Rock is definitely in there. Modern Family maybe in there. Law and Order. My point is with all of those shows, maybe not This Is Us, but with the majority of those shows, we did not have content like this.
RuPaul Drag Race.
You had your major networks going at it.
Yeah.
But you didn't have Netflix with series and Hulu with series and Disney Plus with series and HBO Max with series in addition to HBO, right?
Yeah.
We didn't Paramount, right? We didn't Apple. We didn't have this type of content haul. So it might, to your point, we might be done forever with the 6, 7 year, 8 year
Because there's
dominance.
always something new and good coming to challenge what was new and good the year before. We move quickly. I don't know. Hacks has had a nice little run. Jean Smart has won every time she's been nominated for lead actress in a comedy.
But that's like 3, 4?
I think it's her 4. I think this was her 4th. And this was Hannah Einbinder's first for Best Supporting Actress, and she had one of the newsy talked about speeches of the evening. I think that's all. I thought the In Memoriam was nice.
Yeah, I caught that.
Yeah.
I went back and found that. We were talking about it in the chat. I think you brought it up off air.
Yeah.
Either way it goes, we were
You
talking.
asked off air.
Okay, we were talking about it in the chat, and they said Felicia Rashad gave a really good. Oh my gosh, that is.
Doesn't Felicia Rashad look like a? She looks like she's royalty.
Because she is.
I know.
She's a queen. Like
she
a
has
true
the
queen.
the gravitas of that status.
And has always had the gravitas.
Yes.
Like she was just born with that. I don't think that is an act. She had the gravitas in the 80s on the Cosby Show. She has the gravitas now in various roles that she appears in. Even the roles where she's the bad guy, right? She's still the like you said, royalty. She's still an acting queen. And shout out to her and R.I.P. Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yeah.
We talked about it when it happened. His effect on my life growing up. Everything that I liked, Malcolm Jamal had a hand in it. It seems like I found out there was a music video. Mike was telling me, was it might have been one of the Rex and Effects. I can't remember which music video it was. Mike, while we were talking about it on HBCU Huddle, he's like, yeah. Malcolm Jamal Warner directed that. What?
Yeah.
Incredible stuff. So the In Memoriam was good. It's always good to take a look back and remember the joyfulness going back to that these actors, actresses, producers, writers, and crew members gave us in the form of television and movies.
Yeah, that's where like I'll watch an In Memoriam and I'm just like, oh, and it just will send you back to that person made me feel good or made me feel something at any given time. And so I love television. I love to watch TV.
Stuff.
It's good stuff. Are you watching anything good right now?
You know what's picked up? The paper company.
Really?
It has.
We decided not to watch it. We made a household decision.
I'm 3 in. It's like, okay. All right. The first episode, it kind of the first episode for me kind of drags. You guys would like it. You guys should watch it.
Really?
Yes. It's 30 minutes.
Why?
It's funny.
Why would we like it?
It's charming. It's endearing. There's a bit of quirkiness to it as well. This isn't. My thought is, okay, they're going to do what everybody does when reboot season comes.
Yeah.
Just lean on the nostalgia of all of these other characters that we already have emotional ties to, and then give us generic characters that are basically interpretations of the previous characters who we liked from the first one, the pre-reboot.
Okay.
And that is not what is being done here. Every character they got in this is unique to this. Are there moments where it's like, oh, that was a nostalgia hit? Does Stanley's name get brought up a time or two? Does Phyllis's name get brought up a time or two? Does Michael Scott's name get brought up a time or two? Absolutely it does. But that is not the point of the show. That is not the point of the interaction with the characters. So if you had issues with The Office, that's fine, because this ain't that. This is something completely different from that. It's good. I think it's good. I'm 3 episodes in, but I think it's good.
I think I'm going to watch Dancing with the Stars. I'm serious.
You got to do what you got to do.
I haven't watched.
Who? Why? Wait,
Intrigued
also?
by the cast.
Okay, what's
Daniel
going on?
Fishel from Boy Meets World is on it.
Oh, yeah, I'm watching. That's it.
Some of the women, I don't even.
We didn't even give a moment of silence.
You hear Hillary Duff's coming out with new music?
Oh my gosh, back to back.
Back to back hits.
Back to
Hillary
back.
Duff not on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my gosh, if she was.
There's some women, I don't even watch The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but there's 2 women who people are very excited about who are from that. Elaine Hendricks, who played Meredith Blake in The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan, who I really like. Alex Earle, who's the big influencer, is on it. One of the U.S. women's gymnastics. Why can't I think of her name? This is really going to bug me. Oh, no. I'm blanking.
Not Childs.
Yes, Jordan Childs is on
Okay.
it. So I was interested in her. Baron Davis is like the go-to athlete,
Oh,
like male athlete.
Baron is on it?
And then Corey Feldman, who has been kind of like off his I don't know if that's a polite way to say, like, off his rocker for forever. I guess, like, he didn't show up to rehearsal for the first few weeks. So I'm intrigued to see that. I don't know. I'm just looking for something stupid to watch. I haven't watched a really, like, stupid reality television show in a long time. But not stupid is the wrong way to put it. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dancing with the Stars fans. But I used to religiously, when I was a kid, I would watch Dancing with the Stars. I would watch So You Think You Can Dance. I would watch Project Runway. I would watch America's Next Top Model. Like, shows like that would, like, pull me in. And I'm thinking I'm going to give it a try. I'm thinking. But I'm not going to watch it live.
Well,
I'm going to tape it.
Chris
is not going to watch it.
Clear out the living room so she can twirl in peace, man.
Yeah, I just wanna dance.
You don't want her knocking over your valuables.
I just want to dance.
Just push the couch all the way to the back, get the tables and stuff out of the way, get that bookshelf completely out of there, move the piano and the drum sets to storage, get all of that stuff out of there, put the fine china away, wrap it in newspaper, stick it in a container, and just push it out of the way. Because Jessica's got to twirl, damn it.
Well, somebody in our chat told me that GPAC out in Germantown is doing adult tap classes, and sign me up. But I don't like to drive. I don't like to go anywhere outside.
People to come downtown and then refuse to go to other parts of the city.
You're right. I'm a hypocrite.
You are.
I mean, I go to other parts of the city.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Like, I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday. And when I'm out there, I will do all of my things.
When's the last time
you
did something outside of downtown?
By choice?
Yes. You had to have gone to Midtown recently.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We recently went to Midtown. We went to a movie.
Okay.
Went to Paradiso a couple times. I go to City Center. We grocery shop.
Okay.
Our bougie selves go out to that Whole Foods on Poplar.
Okay.
So we're there all the time.
But that's not hanging out. That's grocery shopping.
Out. It's been too hot to go to Shelby Farms.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
You can get in the canoe in the water.
Okay, I like free Shelby Farms. I like to just walk Shelby Farms, and it's been too damn hot to be at Shelby Farms.
It has not been.
We almost went to
woods.
I think it was like a Germantown festival. There was a weenie dog race last weekend that I was going to drag us to, but we didn't.
Because it was too far away.
I was going to take us to a new breakfast spot, but then we
didn't
because
it was too far away. Come on, Jessica, stop being a hypocrite.
Okay, fine. I'm going to go take an adult tap class, but it already started.
It's okay. You'll catch up.
You're right. I will.
They'll start you off with the
It's $100 for a 6-week session.
Oh, come on.
And we're already down to 5.
Come on.
What day is it on?
You're Jessica.
Tuesdays. Tuesday mornings. I love a morning class. Oh, I'm in.
There you go.
All right, cool. Sorry we figured that out on air, everybody.
Show's ending so you can get to class today. Come on, Jessica.
I have a meeting at 10. Should I reschedule it?
Yes. Go to tap class.
I gotta go get my shoes.
Go get your
shoes. I gotta run
shoes.
home and get my shoes. All right, everybody. You have a great rest of your Tuesday.
What time does it start?
It starts at 10. I'm not going.
Oh, yes, you are.
I can't go.
What you mean you can't?
I have meetings every Tuesday at 10 for the next 6 weeks. I can't change it.
Hey, meet while you're on the phone. Make it a phoner. Can we make this a phoner? Let's make this a phoner. Make it a phoner, and then you just huzzah while you're on the phone.
All right. I'll think about it.
Come on.
Okay. Everybody have a great rest of your Tuesday.
I'll go with you. I don't want to keep going to my...
$20. You want to go?
I don't want to keep going to my performance review.
Enjoy your performance review.
I don't want to keep going to the plan meeting.
All right. Maybe I'll tap. If you have any other adult tap classes...
Or any other adult things, let me know.
Yeah, you let us know. Thank you. Everyone have a great Tuesday. We'll see you later. Bye. I wish I could go.
Go!
I can't.
Yes, you can.